The month of February, everybody says it's the month of love. Do you think it is? Anyway, let's dive into it. Hi everyone, and welcome to Words with DatOneLady. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the podcast. Welcome to this week's episode of a reminisce of the month of February. First of all, before we even go into any further conversation, please tell me that you listened to last week's episode. Did you? Did you not? Anyway, if you did not, that's okay. Welcome one, welcome all to this wonderful episode where we'll be talking about the month of love. Le mois de l'amour. Okay, guys, forgive me. I apologize. I swear down. This podcast has become a safe space for me to just come and misbehave. So, if you're listening, you care a lot about me and you're okay with me misbehaving on the podcast. Anyway, before I start this episode, I've taken my time to look up pictures and videos, think back and look back at what the month of February was all about. And, like I mentioned earlier, it was the month of love. It was the month where everything changed from white, which was snow, to red, which was hearts and love and blah and blah. Anyway, this was also the month where I went to record the beautiful episode that we always do every year. If you've listened to this podcast for the past 3 years, and I think the podcast is 4 years old. I might be wrong, but I think it is 4 years old. I will do that, recount of that in December when we're talking about December. But till then, I think the podcast is either coming to 4 years or it's 4 years old already. And every year we always do with when I say we, I mean myself and my very good friends, Whitney and Z. We always go back and recount about we do a Valentine episode where we talk about love and everything loving. So this particular month, I went across to see them and recorded this episode, and it was phenomenal. It was that month. It was that episode where we kind of rewatched our first ever video, because the first time we ever did a video to this particular episode was last year, and this year we did a video follow-up, and it was beautiful to watch back how we were in 2022 and record another one in 2023, which was gorgeously amazing. And if you have been following the podcast for a while, you must have watched the one that we did in February, and if not, pause, go and watch it, and come back. Does that make sense? Eric. Okay, great. And we had another friend of ours join us, Sylvia, and it was a great episode. That happened in February, and I know that every year people always look forward to hearing from us as it relates to love and all that good stuff. And just so you know, we did not have anything. I don't think we had a great update except one of us. It was just an interesting episode when it came to our love lives. And then we just did a recount of what we're expecting for ourselves, what we expect when it comes to love, blah, blah, blah. And in February as well was the month where I started skating. I took up a new, agenda for myself. I wanted to learn something new. In 2022, something I'd learned or I'd still learning was how to swim. And in 2023, I kind of tried to perfect that art. And I also took up skating, and it was so great. I think it was a 10-week class, and I started taking it at the end of February. You already know, February is a very short month. February is that month where you just blink, bing, and it's done. It's 28 days, if I'm not wrong. And I think it went by so fast. I think it went by boom. When I think back in February, how did I feel about it? What was it all about? I think for me, February was me coming to the realization that, I was one who, had to take charge of things that I wanted for myself. Meaning if I wanted to do something new, I should go ahead and do it. If I wanted to travel, I just booked the ticket. Well, hopefully there's money, or hoping there is money, book the tickets and just go, visit friends, see friends. February is that month where I touched base with myself and told myself I could do whatever I wanted to do, provided that I had time for it, or I was able to create the time for it. February is that month as well, which I took a stand for myself and said, you know what, this is not serving, and I'm going to let it go. Letting go was one of the biggest things that I've ever struggled with, because of the fear of, okay, if I let go of this particular thing, would I find another, or would I find something else that would, spark my fancy, or that will make me excited about life again? And if you listen to January, you remember that January was like a struggle, hot and cold month, where it was happy today, sad tomorrow, going through this, going through that, and pulling through from that. February was that month where I was like, okay, good. You have gone through that mess. You have, been up and down, not sure what you wanted to do. Now it's time to take a stand and say, okay, this is how I want to go about things, and I'm going to stand with my decisions. And if there's anything that I want to share with anybody today concerning life in general, is that learning to take a stand for yourself is very, very important in anything: work, school, relationships, friendships, whatever it is. Taking a stand for yourself is very important. And that's something I also did when it came to my personal life. I relates to people around me, church, work, whatever. I only did things that I could do. I only did things that served me, and anything that did not, I let it be, or take a stand against it as fast as I could. Of course, doesn't mean I need to have opinion about everything that's wrong, but I make sure that in all of it, I am considered. Like, I'm considering myself and putting myself first, and making sure that I am fine before any other thing takes, precedence. And yeah, that's like literally how February went. Like I said, it was a blink and it was done. Seeing friends in February was, I think, was a great way of making myself grounded, because, I don't know if we talk about this a lot, or if you ever do with your people, or people, you listening today. There's this struggle that comes with adulting, where you have to always stand up and do things and do this and do this. And then you forget the piece where you also have to have people around you to keep you grounded, because you can be on a go, and realize that you're not taking care of you. And sometimes taking care of you could either be going out, spending time by yourself, or spending time with friends. And for me, in February, spending time with my friends was like one of those times where I was grateful for them. Like one of the times when I was like, oh my God, I'm glad I have these people to go to and just, feel alive again. And as someone who has lived alone for a long time without family around, it's one of those gifts that I'm forever grateful for. And I also remember that in February, in my church, myself and a few other friends kind of formed like a group where we check in on each other, hang out as much as we can, even with our busy lives. And I also found that, I remember then they were asking to add more people to like our group chat, and I was like, no, do not do that. And people would say, why? Just because I enjoy my space and I enjoy people that have contributed to my life, and I don't want to taint it. That thing where you found your people, you found your group of friends, you found a group of individuals who uplift you, lift you, like check in on you and make sure that you're doing okay. And even when you're not doing okay, they're there to like say, dear, my darling, you be good. So it's, and just when I have those spaces, oh my God, I protect it with my life, because I don't ever want to lose my safe haven. I don't ever want to lose that space where I can be myself. I don't ever want to lose that space where I can just say things the way I can say them without being judged, because like it's hard to find those spaces today. So in February, those two things were the things that I really appreciated. And I think also like you already know, January, February is like the month of like snow and cold and all that stuff. It was kind of hard to hang out with people because it was cold. Everybody just wants to be inside. But having friends who were ready to be outside with you and spend time with you was great. And also picking up a new hobby, which was skating, was like goals. I remember watching a video back and I was like, oh my God. The first time my friend was with me, my friend Rockwell came to visit, and he took a video of my first day of class, and I was looking like a penguin, two legs to the side, and I was like, no. And looking at it afterwards, like the other, like the finish, or I think after 10 weeks of classes, I had a video at the end too, of skating, and it was just interesting. Even my class, like it was a class of like about 15 to 20 people, and our instructor took a video at the beginning and took a video on the last day of classes. And when you look at both videos, you're just like grateful for the change. Even though you're not amazing, you're not the best, you're not like running around with your skates across the ice, but you're grateful for the progress you've made from the first day to the last day. Which also brings me to the conversation about progress. Progress we sometimes not see because we're very close to it. Sometimes progress we don't see because we we have these very high standards for ourselves. And one thing that skating taught me, and actually recording ourselves from the first day and the last day of classes, was that even though because you're very close to it and you're looking at it from your own perspective, you don't see any difference. When you take yourself out of that situation and look at it from the outside perspective, you realize that there's been a lot of change. It might not be as grand a change as you would expect it to be, or might not be as grand a change as you have proposed, because we have these goals that we put for ourselves, which are sometimes over the top. But because you can look at it from, this is where I started from, and looking at it days after, months after, and you're like, oh my God, comparison to how I started, I have done a lot more better than I was before. In comparison to what I was the first day, I can see a lot of progress. Is there chances and room for more improvement? Of course, but I'm grateful for the changes I've made from the first day to this new day that I'm looking at it. So therefore, in whatever you're doing today, that looks very bleak, looks very like, oh, I've not gotten to where I'm supposed to be. Oh my God, I'm supposed to have gotten to this place. Oh my God, look at this person. They're doing so much better. If you compare your beginning and compare that beginning, 100% of the time, you guys never started on the same level. And even if you did start on the same level, we all have different trajectories in life. And therefore, your trajectory, which is better than where you are right now, is better than, or it's better than nothing, or it's better than comparing to somebody who either had a different start or had a different trajectory. Yeah, literally February in 11 minutes. Oh my God, guys. So if there is anything that I wanted to, because I always say, what do I want to change about February or the month that we're looking at? I don't think I want to change anything. I wouldn't have changed learning to skate. I wouldn't have changed having to see my friends. I wouldn't have changed recording the Valentine episode that we recorded. If there's one thing I would have loved to change, is taking the step to stand for myself earlier than I did. Because the amount of, I wish I'd done this earlier, that I had in the month of February was a lot. Sincerely, I had a lot of, oh my God, I should have done this since. Oh my God, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I take this step before? I wish I did that. I wish I stood up for myself and said, nope, I don't want this anymore. Thank you very much. It would have been very helpful. But all in all, I'm not mad about it, because like I always say, all these experiences, all these happenings, all this, I wish I did this before, is the reason why I am better today. It's the reason why me and you can say, oh my God, I had learned from that experience and I'm planning to do better in the future. Now I know what doesn't work for me. I know what works for me. But yeah, that's basically February 2023. Anyway, guys, I have nothing else to say. And like I've told you guys before, it's going to be a very short burst of episodes for the next couple of weeks till the end of the year 2023. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it so much, don't forget to share. Let your friends know. Let your sister, brothers, uncle, mothers, fathers know about it. It can help anybody. This can help anybody at all. So go ahead and share it. If you also have a question, comments, things you like me to do more, or anything you like me to hear, go ahead and leave me an email. Check the description and you will find my email there, and I would love to hear back from you guys. Thank you so much once again, and until next time, keep living, keep loving, and ensure that you're living your truth. And until the next podcast, have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.